Welcome to tel'aran'rhiod, the Wheel of Time showcast. I am your host, Joe Perry, here with my co-hosts, not Jen Isgro, I almost said it, Tom Kokoza, and special guest co-host, Brendan T. Johnston. Jen is not with us today, unfortunately. She has a headache. What do they say in that commercial? I have a headache this big. What was that? Was that a Tylenol commercial?
Excedrin. And that's got to be 35 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I've got a
they
headache.
Don't say that big. In the commercial anymore.
Yeah.
And then I took Excedrin and...
She couldn't even finish watching the episode. It was that bad. So, or I don't know, maybe the episode.
The headache, not the episode.
Yes. I don't know.
Presumably.
Maybe we misread that.
Actually, we could have misread it.
It's quite possible we misread that. But Tom, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. As I sat down in my podcasting chair and logged on to the Zoom that we use to coordinate recording this podcast, I realized I'm pretty sure for at least 4 out of the 5 episodes that we've recorded, I've just done the podcast in a white undershirt.
Yeah,
and I feel like oh, okay, I guess this is my new costume for the show.
You're dressed up as a white cloak, Tom.
That's it, man. Gotta love that Dane.
A white after hours white cloak.
That's it.
When they get off work, they hang around in their white t-shirts.
Let me get the guns out.
Yes. While Jen is not physically here, she's still here with us in spirit, right, Jen?
They need like bosoms.
Yes. Thank you, Jen.
Yeah, that's what the show's missing tonight.
Bosoms?
But yes.
Okay. Brendan, how are you doing today?
I'm okay, Joe. I just got back from the Chicago area this morning. I was there on business for a couple days, so I've been sleeping in a weird bed and riding on economy seats and airplanes and Ubers and stuff. So my back is not at its peak. I'm a little uncomfortable, but I'll be fine.
You don't even get business class, huh?
No, sometimes I do. But Newark to Chicago is a lot more expensive. Flying business class Newark to Chicago is a lot more expensive than flying business class Newark to Milwaukee, because no one's going to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I guess.
Except the Dodgers.
From Newark.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, not from Newark anyway.
No, not from Newark. Yeah, it doesn't lend itself to your 6'5" frame.
No, it doesn't.
Well, 6'4", sorry.
Though, interestingly, I learned this week that one of my colleagues apparently grew up in a town in Wisconsin called Two Rivers.
What?
Wow.
And there's no way to bring this coincidence up in a professional setting.
I would just be very unprofessional if I found that
out. But it would require so much in my mind, it requires so much explanation.
Well, you could just say, hey, did you ever see that show, The Wheel of Time? That's where they...
I know for a fact that she hasn't.
But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't sound so strange if you're saying, oh, I watched a TV show where that's where they're from. And that's as far as you have to take it. You don't have to mention the podcast part of it if you don't want to.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You just lead with the podcast. Lead with the podcast. And like 5 minutes before you back into the Two Rivers is where they're from. That's what you should do.
This particular coworker knows that I occasionally appear on a podcast about a TV show, but I've refused to tell them what TV show.
Oh, okay. But you've told them what podcast, so.
But if I brought up a TV show, she is the type of person who would reverse engineer and figure it out.
Should they just start like Googling Wheel of Time podcasts?
Yes.
And
what in answer to your unspoken question of why I don't want my coworker, who I get along with just fine and am friendly with, to listen to a podcast I'm on, the answer is I don't know. But here we are anyway.
Yeah, don't feel she'd probably listen to, or he, as you said, a she, right? It was a she?
It's a she, yeah.
Yeah, she would probably listen to a little bit of it and then be like, okay, I listened to it. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And
yet here we are.
And here we are.
Born to be kings.
Yeah, we're the princes of the universe. Yo, I heard they're remaking Highlander.
They are remaking Highlander.
Why don't they just make another? Is it a remake or is it like another sequel?
It's a remake. It's what's his face? Superman. The last
Henry
Superman,
Cavill.
Henry Cavill's playing Connor McLeod. I forgot. Someone who does not seem physically imposing at all is the villain.
Oh, the Kiergan?
Yeah, I don't know if it's Kiergan because it's like I don't know, like
it's just another
I don't think
story.
This is it, but it's like Charles Dance. Like it's like somebody like it's not Charles Dance, but like that like someone who's like, okay, they're cool, but they're not gonna physically intimidate anybody.
You should go Google Charles Dance reading 50 Shades of Grey. It's fantastic. And it's just what it sounds like. Anyway, I don't know if I'm excited about that. Are they going to use they have to use the original soundtrack though. So
okay, so I understand not being excited about it, but don't worry because it's going to be at most 2 movies. Henry Cavill has the worst luck with franchises. It's not going to last.
That's true. Dave Bautista, is he as the Kiergan?
That he should be the Kurgan, yeah.
Yeah, that I all right. I feel better, a little bit better. I wonder who's playing the Sean Connery role. Is it going to be another Scotsman playing a Spaniard?
Let's see what we got here.
We're really getting far into this episode. You look that up, Tom, and I'll kick us off, right? We're on episode 305 of our rewatch. I want to remind everyone that we will be talking some book spoilers. We'll try not to get too into it, and we'll try to warn you if there are book spoilers. But seeing as
for an example of what too into it looks like, folks, take a look at last week's episode.
Russell Crowe is Ramirez.
Oh my God. So they got an Australian to play a Spaniard. What the fuck?
Who's really an Egyptian, by the way. And Jeremy Irons was the guy I was thinking of. That's cool, but not really physically intimidated, is apparently also a villain in this movie. There's not really any other villain but the Kurgan in the original. Maybe Jerry Irons is the cop.
Oh, look, well, Feathers got a point. Russell Crowe is a Spaniard. He plays a Spaniard in Gladiator as well.
Somehow Jeremy Irons is just Ozymandias again. It's weird. Yeah. I don't know.
It works, I take it.
They really broke the seal on Watchmen and just went whole hog with it.
That's it.
Maybe he'll be German and he'll do his Simon Gruber.
There you go.
Bring back, yeah.
The bleach blonde. Not only is Dave Bautista in this movie, but so is Drew McIntyre. Brendan,
who's that?
Oh wow! Oh, you know what? I did hear about that. Yeah,
he's a wrestler.
Playing another McLeod.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All right. So, episode 305, tel'aran'rhiod. I want to say up front, and I apologize up front as well for continuing to bring this up, but I want to thank Prime Video for listening to our podcast last week and then putting the commercials up front before the episode started for this one. So thank you. Right. Thank you so much.
Oh, see, I didn't get that. I watched it on my TV and it was just commercials all throughout.
I forgot to download. Well, no, I got commercials all throughout, but they didn't do like last week where they started the episode and then like 2 minutes into it went to commercial. Okay. This time they did commercials up front and then it was a good, 7 minutes before they went into them. But I forgot to do what you said, Brendan, and tried to download the episode. I should have done that. I forgot about that.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. So we open with Moraine using the Saccharinin. I want somebody to take this scene and like edit it and put like some EDM behind it and get the rave vibe going for this one for sure, because that's what I was thinking of when I saw this scene this time.
I want someone to take the scene and take all the channeling effects out of it.
I'm sure that exists.
Well, it does. I mean, yes, it does somewhere. Although in that case, it's more that they hadn't edited them in yet.
Yes. I will say, I still don't know where Land came from, but he was probably hiding somewhere.
Look here.
No. He just appears in this scene.
Sorry.
And I don't know if we want to talk about this because Brendan might, leave. But I don't know if we want to. I was thinking about like the Angreal, Sangreal, right? The Sakarnan, which is like an object of the power, which kind of enhances the ability to channel. And I feel like in the show, they're making it more dangerous than it is in the books. In the sense of like Brendan in the books, like these objects of the power that can like amplify channeling they call them buffers on them, so it prevents you from like over channeling and burning yourself out. Except for one, there's one that doesn't have that, but I feel like they've done away with that, Tom, in the show. I feel like all of the Angreal, like
there's no buffer. Yeah,
there's much more risk of burning yourself out than in the books.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know. Like going back to season 1 of, hey, Nynaeve kills an army pretty much by herself. Like they have to make it like they have to make limits on things. Otherwise, right? Like, Rand and Moraine could just go show up into any kingdom and Rand will take over. But she could just blow up an army with that thing.
Yeah. I guess.
Use a lot of. Do they use a lot of those? And have we seen them use one of those things before in the show?
Yeah, in the first, not that one, but Moraine has the one in the first season that Rand uses, the little man.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to think. I feel like does she use something too? Well, they use it at the beginning of the season. The what's her name uses them when they go down to the 13th depository in the first episode. Naomi uses one, I think, when they're down there, or maybe when they come back up. I can't remember, but
okay.
I'm pretty sure she uses.
Well, that's what they're down there to get.
Yeah.
So the bad guys don't get them.
Yeah. I'm going to jump around just because like we're doing a rewatch and just because we talked about, you just brought that up, but watching this again, I'm still so unsure of what's up with Adeleus or Adelius. I don't remember how they pronounce it in the show. I think it's Adeleus they say in the show.
Adeleus, right?
Yeah.
I'm still not sure if she's faking. Like the way she's looking when they start talking about the Black Eyes, the way she's like peering up at them, like it's almost like she's ready to lean over to hear what they're saying. I don't know. What do you think? This doesn't happen in the books, Brendan. So we have no like foreknowledge of what's actually going on here.
Yeah, something different happens to Adeleus in the books.
I'm gonna get weirdly heavy here for a second.
Okay.
As I think both of you know, and as the audience is about to learn, my dad has dementia, and he's pretty far gone at this point. He was in the hospital recently because he fell, and my father is a retired nurse. He was an RN for like 30 years. He worked for the state, and at some point he was sitting in a chair in the hospital and something became disconnected. Like nothing drastic, nothing life-threatening, but something became disconnected. And I was sitting there and I saw it and I was getting up to go get somebody. And I saw him see it and recognize that's not how this is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And start trying to put it back. And at this point in his life and his progress with this disease, my father doesn't know how to do basically anything. But he started to remember how to like put this back together. So that's something that happens with people who have sometimes diseases of the mind like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like just a certain thing.
Told you it was heavy.
That was heavy.
Yeah.
She yeah, right, because she does react to certain things, right? When Varen says perhaps some wine instead, she kind of like smiles and like, and we know that's part of her character from last season. And
It's like so ingrained on such a basic level.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's like they talk about like sense memory. Like sometimes like a certain sight or a certain smell or something like that can, or I guess a certain word for the show can trigger something even with the traumatic brain injury or disease.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know if that's what the show was going for. Well, I don't know. Well, you think the show is that like deep into it, like where they were thinking about how people act? I mean, they could be.
Yeah, I think
Or how
that they are.
dementia affects
I
people
think
or
they were.
diseases
I
of the
really do think that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the show's writers seem like the kind of people who would be very like who would care enough not to get that wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel
We'll
like
never
the
know.
show's writers put a like. This is going to sound meaner than I want it to. They put a lot of thought into like 75% of these episodes. And
Jeez.
I mean that. I really do mean that as a positive. And then there's like 25% where it's just like, and it's not, I'm not saying like a quarter of the episode is bad, but there's just like 100 miles an hour, just like shit that doesn't actually make any sense in the context.
Yeah, you know, that's a much meaner way of saying what I was trying to say too.
Yes.
But like, yeah, I think, right, like I think the writing and the production team of the show really gives a shit about people and would want to get like the people stuff, like including like how it would be if you or your loved one had a traumatic brain injury or some kind of progressive mental disease and how that would look. And like, that's important. And like the anachronisms they're missing because they're focusing on this stuff. See, it's, yeah.
What is
So,
Jen?
yeah,
Let's see. Jen
Jen
has
think?
something to say about
Jen
it.
think?
Let's see what Jen has to say.
Slavery's wrong. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah,
It's good.
Irrelevant, but inarguable, Jen. Well done.
Yeah, really controversial take, Jen.
Jen, how do you feel about Rand in this episode?
Rand's a piece of shit.
Oh,
Jesus. I mean, okay.
I mean,
It's a more appropriate episode to say that than some other ones, Jen.
yes.
yeah. I was
I suppose, like, her voice is, I'm pretty sure it's laughter, but it could be really real, like a lot of anger. Her voice is just so choked up at like the shit.
Yeah. I think we might even be talking about, no, actually that's probably a pretty old one. I'm trying to remember where that's from, but
That's an old one.
yeah, I'm jumping back though because I saw I had another note about was there even a cold open? I don't even know. I don't remember seeing the logo pop up at all in this episode. Like
Yeah, the tel'aran'rhiod bit.
Yeah,
it was
that's
right
what
after.
it
It was
was,
after
yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just jumping back into that part, then, right? Like the moment where Moraine and Lan are in each other's arms or whatever, and he's like, "What? How does it feel?" and all that stuff. I started thinking because in the books, like it's mentioned that Moraine and Swan were very close, and there's hints that they were, potentially had, it was a little more than just like close friends, and they might have, they call them pillow friends in the book, like I don't know, experimenting in college or some shit. But they lean into it in the show much more, and I know partially because the showrunner is gay, but I was wondering if they did it also because they didn't know if people would be able to believe that Moraine and Lan's relationship is purely non-sexual or romantic, and how that would ever work and be believable.
Right. Two people that beautiful
Yes.
that are near each other all the time.
And
like,
get so close and like in these emotional situations together. Like,
right.
how do these two not fuck? So like, let's just lean into Moraine being gay.
I don't think that was the reason, but I don't think it hurts either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in one of the first scenes we see them together, they are taking a bath.
Yes, that's true.
So it's like, I see what you're saying, but I don't think. I think they actually want you to think that, or at least think it's a possibility, right up until we find out that Moraine is in fact in a quasi-secret, long-term same-sex relationship.
Yeah, you're right. Because I guess that, going back to that first scene with them in the bath, you kind of think that they are, or have been at least. Maybe they're just casually, like casually physical or whatever. But yeah, the fact that they're so comfortable around each other naked, you would think that there was at some point some sort of physical relationship, or could be. But then you're like, nope. The reason is she does not like dong. Where was I?
Out in left field.
You were in your second episode in a row of just forgetting that bisexuals exist.
Oh, that's right. I forgot bisexuals. But there's no indication that she's bisexual.
No, I know.
Although we'll never know. But Tom, this one's for you. I have a note here. Seeing Rand chase little Alcera and the other kids over in Cold Rock's Hold made me think of how great of a father he would be, just like Luce Theron.
Jesus. Jesus, Joe.
Or Tam.
Very different father figures.
Very different father figure. Well, I thought more Luce Theron because, Rand would go insane,
Well, yeah, that's the idea.
I could listen to little Alcera say squashes all day. It's just so cute.
We'll never get that chance, Joe.
Yeah. And I didn't realize, I guess I missed it, or I just didn't remember that she's Rurark's great daughter. What are they? Is that what they call her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, didn't recall that. So that was a new piece. Oh, it wasn't new, or I just didn't remember it. But
it's not like super relevant.
Yeah, it's not.
No,
like Rurark at any point is like, "Look, I'll do this, even though you killed my great daughter." Like he's just like, people die. It happens.
Yeah.
If anything, it's just it's an explanation. It's an explanation for why there's a little kid around.
Yes. Oh yeah, I agree. I think that's the main reason. That's why she's always around.
Right.
We never meet Rurark, and I don't know which maternal
which
great mother is. Yeah, it's for, but we never meet Rurark's children. So just his great daughter Alcera.
I assume they're out killing other Aiel.
Maybe.
Or dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems like that happens a lot
Jesus,
there
Brendan,
too.
Yeah.
You're just turning this whole episode dark.
I like Brendan's casual smoking jacket look tonight. By the
A
way.
hoodie.
I know it's a hoodie. It looks like somebody was wearing a smoking jacket, and then like a fairy godmother said, "Be casual," and it turns into like a hoodie and a black t-shirt.
I have that same color hoodie as well. So
I wear this hoodie all the time on the show.
yeah, I'm gonna have to wear mine soon.
And in general.
All right,
They're so versatile. Something that struck me is the scene with, it's a great scene with Swan and Elida, where Elida's just trashing her. Like, oh, it's such a great scene. But the comment she makes, and I'm nitpicking here, but right, about her coming to the tower as river trash and being let in the tower, right?
Yeah.
Very contradictory, and we might have talked about this some other time, to when Nynaeve tells the story in the first season about the wisdom of Emond's Field going to the tower and them turning her away because she didn't look, whatever, she looked like river trash, or maybe mountain trash or forest trash, whatever. Yeah, just trash. Didn't jibe together. And I know we always talk about, or we had talked about or debated whether the story that Nynaeve heard was actually a true story.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this. I think we've talked about it at least once, and I think I did at the time, and still come down on the old wisdom as an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm agreeing. I think the old old wisdom probably washed out of the accepted test
Yeah.
level, and said, it was their fault. They couldn't, they didn't like me. Not like I didn't have the stuff.
It's a little animosity. So she made up a story.
Yeah.
And inadvertently, or maybe advertently, poisoned Nynaeve against the tower mentally for most of her life.
Yeah, that could be it. Or it could have just been a writing continuity error.
No, I don't think so. I think that was very intentional.
I think this falls in the 75%.
Okay, it's not part of the 25%.
No.
All right. What else do we got in here? More Elida. Elida's really good in this episode for sure. I love when they trick Elida right with Adelius, and I love the way Elida just rips into the accepted.
Oh, yes.
And then she does like this, like shoos her away. The gesture she makes is like, shoo, little.
Yeah.
It's
It's
so mean and horrible and great at the same time.
She's awesome.
She just makes a face and is like,
she's just such a terrible person.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It's like in such an entertaining way.
Yeah, she's got a lot of great parts in this episode where she's just treating people like trash. But she gets her comeuppance. Well, not really, but kinda. When she's almost killed by
momentarily.
Was that Jai Chim? I couldn't. It was so damn dark.
That's Jai Chim.
Okay, I thought it was, but it was so damn dark. I couldn't tell what the hell was going on.
The whole season, or maybe not the whole season, but the whole episode is very like.
Yeah.
I feel like we say that. Maybe we say that every other week, but
yeah.
Very dark and kind of tough to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No. I was just gonna say, even on like the boat scenes, every time they on deck, it's always nighttime. Like, can we get can they come out, during the day? Maybe
that's it's always nighttime, but I think like that's a very it's nighttime in the show, but they shot that in the daytime.
Yeah.
But why would you make it nighttime then? Like, why? It doesn't need to be nighttime, those scenes, either of them.
Maybe it's easier to hide effects in the dark, in the fake darkness. I don't know.
Well, I think
it's probably cheaper to like make the water or whatever.
Couldn't they just do it on set on a boat? Like they have boat sets. Like I don't know. And then of course when they get to Tenchico,
they blew them all up, Joe.
It's dark out in Tenchico too. Every scene of that group, the Tenchico, the trip is at nighttime. Every scene.
I feel like Tenchico is a little bit like New Orleans. Like, I'm sure the daytime exists there, but like, I don't want to watch a story about it. Like, it's.
Well, there's some daytime when they first arrive.
Then they first arrive. Then they kill everybody in that house, and then it's nighttime until the end.
No, it's daytime again.
It's daytime I think it's daytime in Tenchico.
Where Matt goes, let's go. Let's go, Tenchico.
In Tenchico. Yeah, the end.
Let's go, Tenchico. Yeah.
Episode 8 is daytime again.
Let's go, Tenchico.
Right? That's what he says to her?
That's what he says. He does.
Yeah. That's daytime. She's eating her noodles. We'll get to that when we get to that episode here. But Tom, I was so excited when we got to the scene where Min and Matt are in the boat, in the room together, or whatever they call them. What do they call rooms on a boat? They just call them rooms, right?
Cabins.
In the quarters, in Min's quarters on the boat.
Sure.
When she's getting all the papers together, I was like, we asked her a question when we interviewed Kai Alexander. We asked her about that, right?
I was not part of that interview, but yes, I believe that we did.
Yeah, I think we asked her about the drawings and if they were all drawings of Matt, and is that's why she was getting rid of them. And she said that yes, but she actually said that those were actually her real drawing. Like she was drawing. Like a lot of those drawings were actually hers.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It was cool.
but yes, we were, because I remember we had debated that on the episode. I think whether we
there could have been other visions or other things or whatever.
Yeah.
The weird part about that scene is that she is doing that, and Matt has clearly been there a while. Like, he's been there long enough to have settled into a hammock and gone to sleep. So, like, the drawings were just out for a while.
That's not when he
did
first.
not notice.
That's not when he first goes at Caesar and goes into her room. That's the second time, right?
She's cleaning up. She's cleaning them up while he's taking a nap.
Oh, okay. Well, Matt, he's kind of like can be a bit oblivious to things.
So, yeah, when he wakes up, he might actually look.
Yeah. Speaking of those scenes, this is going back a few minutes in that whole segment. But when they're in their original quarters and Nynaeve is puking her guts up, and Elaine is literally reading from the Tanchico campaign setting handbook.
Yes.
At one or two different points, Matt sarcastically addresses Elaine as Your Highness, which is Matt finally fulfilling his narrative function. Like, that is what that character is supposed to be doing all the time. Like, that's his role in this story, and it took them 3 seasons to get to it.
Your worshipfulness.
Yes.
He's either Mad Mardigan or
right, or Han Solo
or Link from the Zelda cartoon. Well, can we get a well, excuse me, princess?
That was not bad, Joe.
That is a good one.
Min says that, though. She calls her a princess when they get to Tanchico. To Tanchico.
Well, Min like Matt is a classic scoundrel.
Yes. She's totally just reading. Like, I guess they took books with them from the White Tower before they left. Like, they grabbed the intro to Tanchico or Welcome to Tanchico or the Tanchico guidebook.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Tanchico just brought it with
DMs.
The Tanchico campaign setting. I like that one.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right there for sure. Like, how do we get some exposition? Well, let's just read it out of a book.
There's a lot of that in this episode. This is one of the heavier fantasy technobabble episodes.
I feel like anytime
get it out there.
I feel like anytime you're with the Aiel, you're gonna get a lot of exposition.
I'm not even complaining about it. It's just like, because Tom's right. You got to do it somehow, and
yeah,
we're gonna teach you about this new thing that everyone needs to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the terms. Here's the rules.
Right.
Let's just
never do this.
Okay. Immediately break the rules. Cool. Because Egwene is the Fonz this season.
So wait a second. All right. I'm glad you brought that up because I actually made a note about this. They never make Egwene promise to not to enter the dream world without them. What's her name? Bear says, "Can you accept that?" Like, she says, you shouldn't enter the dream world until Melaine and I tell you to. Can you accept that? And she says yes. She doesn't say, like, she never promises.
She didn't say I will accept it. I could accept it.
I can accept it. She can accept it. She never says that she wasn't.
Sure, let's go.
In the book, she promises them, like, she gives them her word, which is, in this, it's just like, I can accept that.
I can accept a lot of things, Jack. Sorry.
But yeah, so I don't begrudge Egwene for that, at least, entering her friend's dreams.
Neither do the wise ones. Like, she breaks all the rules. They're like, "Oh, Egwene, you're good at this."
Well, I do have
that's true. There are absolutely no. I mean, there are consequences, but there are no administrative consequences.
Yes, no consequences from them. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I mean, there should be, and there are. No, they don't. I'm trying to remember because she does obviously not listen to them in the books, and they find out, and she's got to
do she has to do manual labor, and I think they dress her up like a kid.
Oh, okay, that's not. No, I don't think she gets dressed up. I think Avienda does.
Avienda definitely does, but I thought she did too.
All right, so she does do that for this part because then she also
when they find out she lies up.
She's not an actual Aes Sedai.
They make her run like laps in the middle of the night around their whole camp,
Naked.
like naked.
Yeah.
Like she admits
Isn't that how like doesn't everybody get punished naked for some reason in the books?
Yeah. Well, this
Okay.
is look. It's yes. There's a lot of naked stuff in the books just cause. This is not anything to do with like her femininity. This is literally just to embarrass her. Like,
Oh, okay.
which is not good, but like a lot of the stuff that
Oh.
like there's like we must prove that we are all women. Take off our
okay.
tops. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is more along the lines of like, you know, that was a very big lie. Please
Got
make
it.
up for it.
Yeah. I did appreciate though, like the looks, the surprise looks that Malene and Bear give each other during this whole segment, like to show like, oh wow, Egwene's picking this up really quickly.
Right.
So at least they're rolling with it in the sense of like, well, we got to move this along because it's a TV show. So
Right.
she does pick it up quickly. This is really quick, and just throw some little, surprise glances in there of like, wow, she can already do this. How did she do this?
That's
But yeah, I appreciated that. So that's
Yeah.
part of the 75%.
it.
Yes.
Oh man. I want to rewrite the whole show like this now.
Oh, we got a blood and ashes from Min in this episode.
Thank goodness. I feel like what one of my biggest book complaints is there's not enough Wheel of Time curses in the show.
I agree with you.
You know, you get a few lights.
We had
And you
Uno.
get-
who gave us a lot.
Uno's good for it, yeah. But I want more blood and bloody ashes. I want mother's milk in a cup.
I got someone. I had someone. I don't remember if it was on Twitter or in Discord, razzing me for saying that Uno's frequent use of the word "feck" was an annoying fake fantasy curse word.
Not from the books.
And what's that?
Not from the books.
Well, yeah, but I had some stranger on Twitter pointing out to me that, well, actually, feck was a frequently used Gaelic curse word in the 13th century or so. It was some bullshit.
Yeah, Brendan.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. I
Right.
stand corrected.
Yes.
Ugh.
I was a little upset that we haven't gotten any wool-headed sheep herder in
Yeah.
reference to
Yeah,
Rand.
You get sheep herder. You get just the sheep herder part a lot.
Sheep shagger.
We got sheep shagger. We got sheep shagger, which you wanted to be sheep herder so badly it started a fight.
No, Land calls Rand sheep herder.
Yeah, he
Yes,
does.
he does.
He does.
Yes.
Speaking of which, I have a note here that's just, hey, remember Lan?
Yeah.
By the
Yes.
way, go ahead.
No, it's just it's the scene where he's talking to the woman from Malkier who turns out to be a dark friend, but for no reason.
Just because she was in the
Right.
books, that's really
Like
all.
I guess so. But it's like the scene should be literally, it should have a title card like on Frasier. It says, "Hey, remember Lan?" Because like he's got nothing in this season.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
I still say that Len was drunk in that scene with Moraine. I'm standing by that. Rewatching it, I'm like, yeah, he's drunk. He's drunk.
It's there if you want to see it. There's
It's almost like
Yeah, I
if,
can see that.
if you wanted to lean into the comedy portion of it, like if this was like another show, like that scene would happen, and then Lan would just look at Moraine and then puke. If this was another show.
or like
I
she's gonna
think
put
when
his
we-
head on his shoulder and he'd pass out.
Yes.
I think when we talked about it the first time, and you were proposing the idea that Lan was drunk, I took umbrage to it because it felt like you were trying to undermine the emotional impact of the scene. And in watching it again today, I realized, like, well, that doesn't have to be the case. So
Nope.
yeah, I can get behind that now. As long as you guys can get behind me and on the Cawthon girls being drunk. Like that was
That's right. That was I forgot about that part. I started laughing again at the end when Egwene goes into Matt's dream and he's just like, we don't have to sleep on the floor anymore. Like that's his dream.
that
Not
scene.
have to sleep on the
Oh
floor.
my god.
That scene. I had forgotten about that entirely. I'd somehow forgotten entirely about the Egwene goes into everybody's dreams part.
Yes.
That's the best part of the episode.
You know, it's a big part. But that really hurts my whole Elaine doesn't like Matt. Matt doesn't like Elaine fan theory.
Why?
Because she goes into all of her friends' dreams, including Matt. So
yeah.
Oh, Egwene. I'm sorry. I thought you said Elaine for a second.
I may have, because the names sound exactly the fucking same.
I know.
One has a G sound.
Yeah.
And one has a L sound.
Somewhere in there.
They're spelled very different.
That's true.
Yeah, I was still
one's a real
trying to,
name, the other isn't. But anyway,
and I was still trying to figure out like the Lanfear hand, because it is like she's like lying facing forward, not facing him, and then putting her hand back. But then like when they cut back, she's the other way around. So I don't know. That's it's still a weird positioning, blocking of the scene.
I think there's a better than good chance that you're right. It's just weirdly blocked. But if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, that hand is for Egwene to see.
Yes.
No, I know that, but why isn't it just her hand like coming up like
because it's supposed to be like a horror movie.
Because it's supposed to be creepy and weird.
Yeah.
Really? You think that was like they were like, no, do it the other way because that's creepy.
Yes, I honestly do feel like Lanfear is like, I can't wait till she shows up. I'm gonna freak her the fuck out.
So like maybe she's lying and kind of like lying in his lap. And then she puts her hand up behind her to like touch his face. And then I guess when they cut back, she's turned around now facing him.
Yeah, she's just whatever. She has freedom of movement.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's a drop for sure.
That's yeah. That whole sequence and whatever. I know this is one of those things where you just have to go with it because it's a show or it's a story or whatever. But like, so does everyone in this world just have like really literal linear dreams about what they wish their lives were like, instead of like dreams like people in the real world have, where you're just
all at the same time,
like,
Brendan. All at the same time.
Yeah, and everyone's asleep all at the same time, despite being in different parts of the world.
Yeah, that part's odd.
That's just television.
Like,
I don't know. Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just have to accept it. But like, does anybody like ever go dream walking and go visit their friends and just find that they're like wandering through a spooky forest and they're a squirrel, but they're also themselves?
You get some dreams like that in the books.
Yeah, you do get like regular
like
dream,
that weird
type
dream
dreams.
logic stuff. Okay,
you do get that. Normally, like, I guess when Egwene does this stuff, like, I think she's only going into dreams that make sense, for lack of a better term. Like, if Matt's having a dream where he's a fish, she's probably gonna pass by that, come back later.
So you think there's you deleted scenes, Tom? Is that what you're saying? There's
yes. The Matt fish scene.
No, I think it's just TV. It's just like, hey, this is a television show, so we're going to show you their,
Oh no, it's 100%. It's 100% that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they talk about. I think they throw like a line really briefly in here, but like when she's first in tel'aran'rhiod, when she's in Tarvalon, and like you see like ghosts of people like wander around.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh yeah, that's like people who are just dreaming their normal dreams that accidentally touch tel'aran'rhiod for a moment. And like that is all weird shit. That's like, I can fly, I'm a pumpkin, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like this scene though, however much it was like like how it's kind of wrong in the sense of like Egwene's, peeking in on people's and spying on their dreams, which is just not a nice thing to do and kind of invasive. This isn't a scene from the books, but I really liked it. I really liked the way they did it in the show. And then the reveal is great. The creepy hand and the Lanfear scene and her having all those flashbacks and making the connection that was not Rena, it was her.
It's a really it's a series of really nice moments right up until it's not, and they it's very effective in how much it yanks the rug out from under Egwene and the audience all at the same time.
Yeah, it's got this. It's like such a happy, touchy, feely kind of.
The Nynaeve's
going my way,
and then
Elnor.
Well, I mean, the Nynaeve one is very complex, but yeah,
right.
Yeah, and she doesn't I don't think Egwene really understands what's going on there. She just thinks that Nynaeve's just dreaming of having a daughter. Not that, no, this was a daughter that she did have, kind of.
Yeah,
or did she?
Dreaming of her daughter, yeah.
Yeah. Again, and then, even when you get to the Matt one, which I think is that the no, Perrin's the one before, right, Rand?
Perrin's the one right before Rand. Yeah.
Like, even the Matt one, because at this point now his mother's dead, which makes it even more,
yes.
Sad, and because he doesn't know that.
Neither does Egwene.
Yeah.
No, yeah, none of them know that. So it's just like there's all these little weird, creepy, kind of melancholy things hidden in those dreams, in almost all of their dreams.
Yeah.
I guess you could say Perrin, there's Hopper, who's dead, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, presumably Egwene knows at least a little about Hopper because they were on a boat together for a month right after Hopper died, so it was probably discussed.
Yeah.
I imagine Egwene is a little confused by Aiel, but
she does. She looks at her like kind of strangely, right? She kind of makes a face like, "Oh, who's that?"
She looks at her like, "Oh, good, it's not me."
Oh,
yes.
What, we all forgot about that?
Trying to.
Yeah, Brendan, you're bringing up these bad memories.
I'm not letting them off the hook. That's
the 25. That's the 25.
I like this show. You guys care about this show. I don't. I'm not letting them off the hook for that shit.
That's part of the 25% for sure.
Yes. No. See, here's the thing. I think that's part of the 75%. It just sucked anyway.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
That's hardcore.
Oh wow. Wow.
We've created this whole new rating structure without Jen. We're the worst. We're the worst. She's gonna be so mad at us.
We'll constantly reference it too when she's not when she's here, so she won't know what's going on. Just to piss her off. No, we wouldn't do that. There's a funny line in where you were talking about Melindra before and Lan when they're having a conversation about Malkier and what it was, and he's like, "What do you miss most?" And she says, "I miss laughter." And it made me think, do the Aiel never laugh? It's like is Malkier the only place that had laughter that you miss?
I mean, for a bunch of nomadic desert ninjas, they seem pretty amiable.
Yeah.
Not Avienda so much, but she's got some shit going on.
Yeah, I would say, I'm sorry to keep harping on it. I would say the Aiel not being all psychopaths is one of my misses for this season.
Psychopaths and what?
Like every Aiel is like a killing machine. That's their primary characteristic, and then they have a secondary characteristic of their personality. But every single one of them is like a death machine. They're like what the Fremen become, or what the Emperor's guards are.
Mm-hmm.
It's and they're just everyone's much more chill on the show. Everybody, except for Couladin, everyone's chilled out.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really meet many I mean, there's only like what 6 or 7, like 6 Aiel that we actually have conversations with in the show that we kind of get into their personalities a bit.
I mean, there's
Bane and
that sounds
Chiad.
about right.
Yeah.
Bane and Chiad and Avienda.
I feel like Bane and Chiad are pretty good representations of the Aiel from the books.
Yes, I feel like, but like, yeah, they're the cool, like they're cool. And they're the ones that I think are the most like, you know, when you get to like episode 7, they're just like covered in blood, clearly tired and sore, and they're excited to fight more monsters. Like that's what all the Aiel should be like all the time.
Well, I think this kind of goes back. I don't remember if it was last week or 2 weeks ago. We were talking about how you guys were telling me about how in the books, Matt and Perrin and Rand aren't necessarily like best friends for their whole lives.
They are but they don't act that way in the books. It's so weird. Like it's almost like, yeah, like they are. They grew up together. They're really good friends, but like once they leave the 2 rivers in the books, they kind of like they're not as, I don't know. They're not really with each other very often, but it almost seems like they throw that out the window.
Well, I mean, all right. Well, for one thing, that just happens sometimes. But for another, like you can't. We were talking about how like that works in a book, and you can't do that on a show because you can't have these guys hanging out all the time. I mean, even though they are separated a lot, and not be best buddies.
Right. They should be happy to see each other. Yeah.
Right. And you can't for the same reason you can't have every single Aiel being a grim, dark death machine. Because that's boring to watch.
I feel like you see it though when it needs to happen. Though they definitely flip that switch. It just seems like Tom, they're not always like that, or they're not.
Yeah, it's fine, and I understand. I agree with Brendan. I think we all. I know I'm rehashing. It just it gets me every once in a while. Like
Yeah, Ruach is a little bit more like soft, definitely in the show.
And Ruach is another one who, like in the books, I feel like he's the one of the more open-minded Aiel, right? And the fact that he's not necessarily open-minded, but he's like
he's very wise and
like accepting like this is it. This is what we have to deal with. So let's make the best of it. But yeah, you know, it's just like I don't know. Like, I want more people than Avienda and Alcera to talk to Rand al'Thor about honor and duty. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, again, they got 60 minutes a week.
I know.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, Avienda is really the person who talks about that in the books, right? Which is great. Like they do the same thing in the show as they do in the books, in the sense of like, right, Avienda's been kind of tasked to watch Rand and teach him to be Aiel, and it's a great way to teach the viewers about Aiel as well. And the book like when you're reading the book, it's a great way to teach, you know, the readers about it. But it works even better in a TV show. It's like, hey, this is perfectly built-in exposition that makes sense and is not forced.
It works better in a TV show right up until Rand says, you know, you don't have to talk to me if you don't want to.
Yeah,
and then after she tries to explain something else, he just gets up and leaves.
You see, when I said that, what I really meant was, I don't want you to talk to me.
It means shut up. Yeah,
I gotta go.
He shuts her down pretty quick while Lan eats bugs.
Again, like that was another thing where like, what it's like, this guy was cool a season ago.
Hey like, man, eating like, bugs is cool.
He was like solving a mystery and
yeah,
catching arrows out of the air and all sorts of stuff.
Mysteries he had no business solving. That was the whole thing. In this season, he's just kind of hanging around, you know. But that's Lan, though. That's what Lan does. He kind of is just hanging around there in the background, usually.
Yeah, I do feel like he was like they had set him up. Like they had set him up on like what his back half of the series journey was going to be, right? Which is like, I guess it's time in the episode to spoil storylines with Brendan. Right. So, right lands the uncrowned king of Malkir, and like he's got this duty to Moraine, he's got his duty to his dead people, etc. That's very funny, Brendan. So, yeah, like his
I'm listening.
what you call it, like he finally decides like he's going to like do this and like declare himself publicly as that, but his plan is to do that and then just go off into the blight and fight and fight by himself, right? Like, hey, I exist, and then go, and then
that's like his plan. That's like been his plan for the last 20 years.
It is, but like he never wanted to do it publicly. He was just going to do it by himself. So he does it publicly, and he gets Nynaeve to take him to the borderlands so he could do it. Except like she takes him to the other side of the borderlands, like the literally a continent away from where he wants to go. So he's got to ride across the borderlands.
Like he wants to go to New York to head up into the New England, and she says, "Okay, I'll take you there." And
I'll take you north, and she drops her off in Seattle.
In Seattle, yeah. And he has to basically ride across the whole entire country or land to get there.
And he ends up like raising an army of displaced
Valkyrie. Yeah, she then goes on to like places along the way and kind of says, "My husband's coming," and she's like finding all these like other Valkyrie people who are still alive, and it's like when he comes, you're gonna go with him. Basically, is what she says.
So she takes his stupid suicide mission and turns it into an actual thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's very cool.
Okay.
It's a very cool, poignant scene in the books when she, there's a scene with her going to visit this one person and convincing them to like ride with Lan, and it's a very really good scene.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Quick and easy this time, Brendan.
Lan, yeah, there we go.
No genealogy charts.
Yeah.
That's about all Lan does, I think, in this episode. So
eats a bug, gets drunk. That's it.
Yeah, he was still
not in that order.
He tells Moraine what she saw. The stuff from the trailer, the voiceover from the trailer.
Right,
a lot of that's from this episode. Two Rivers. You want to jump over to the Two Rivers? I got a couple of things in there I made notes of.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Where do we got here?
I also have notes about the Rivers section. And
not necessarily going in order, but towards the end when Valda knows that there's an Aes Sedai nearby because there's fog and can immediately find her, and he's with the new child of the light, or the new white cloak child buyer, and I was really soaking it up when he says, you want to catch a real like Aes Sedai or whatever, or a strong one, and then he walks away and the camera just kind of like slowly zooms in on child buyer, and I'm like, oh man, he was totally going to be a big character going throughout the series. Like I was like that just sold it for me, because they wouldn't have done that slow zoom in if he wasn't going to be an important character, or at least play a role going forward. So now I'm a little even more sad.
Yeah, Bayer's like I was joking clearly before about the Aiel being psychopaths. They're not, but Bayer is. He's just completely insane and like a huge zealot, and he's he would have been a fun character to have.
Yeah. I forgot there's a couple of great lines from Maxim in this episode, right? Turnip Mountain.
Turnip Mountain.
Climb up Turnip Mountain. The baker, he's like, I thought you were interested in the baker boy. He's like, I was. Did you try the bread? It's like, that was a great line. And then when she's like, how did you find me? And he's like, you turned the bond off 5 hours ago.
Turn the bond back on.
Oh, back on. Sorry, back on. 5 arrows ago. It's hard to say. Arrows ago.
There's a point. There's a point before they go into the White Cloak camp to get the Cothans, and they're talking about the plan. And Alana's saying how she's going to provide cover, and like she and Maxim are having an argument about what they're going to do, and they like cut a few times, like they cut to Perrin and Loyal and and I think Fael
Mhm.
reacting to this argument like in such a way that like they know that this argument is not about providing cover and really want to get out of it.
Yeah, uncomfortable.
Like this is some other shit. And then like the next scene is they have the argument that they want to have. I just thought that was a clever little bit.
Yeah, and I thought about this part too when he's again saying we should be going after Leandra, and it made me wonder if perhaps they were going to set up later on like Alana versus Leandra. I know we've been talking about a lot of different showdowns, like is it Nynaeve Leandrin showdown, and how in the books Nynaeve has a showdown with Moghedien, not Leandrin, and then I was like, oh, maybe they'll have an Alana Leandrin showdown, like a vengeance for killing Ivan.
Oh, maybe.
It
Yeah.
could be.
Like, yeah, Alana's so much a bigger part of the show than she is in the books. Like,
Yeah.
she's an important character in the books, but she's not. She's important for like something she does, not for like how much stuff she does. Like she's much bigger here.
You can
And-
spoil it. I mean, it's not like it's gonna.
Yeah. So, all right. So much like in the show, in this part of the books, which would be book 4, Alana's water dies, and she has a really hard time dealing with it. To the point like she doesn't like really emotionally recover her balance by the time the book is over, and she's still like kind of trying to regain her balance in book 5, where she leaves the Two Rivers and goes and is traveling back to the White Tower, and where she's in Camelin and runs into Rand, who is also there, or maybe Camelin, yeah, and force bonds him like without his permission.
Cool.
And so like, yeah,
That's just a thing that's for the rest of the series. Like she's bonded to him.
Oh,
right.
okay.
And like,
Yeah.
He's not okay with it by any
Yeah.
stretch of the imagination. It's, I mean,
They don't
it's the equivalent.
spend any time together. Like they're always apart, but like they use it as it's a good like device in the books to like how can we find Rand really quickly? Well, Alana knows where he is because she's bound to him.
Right. Okay.
Like
Right.
that kind of thing.
And it's also like a sort of Damocles, because if a Aes Sedai dies, like the
Right.
water goes nuts. And it's just like another level of pressure, and it's another reason for him not to trust the Aes Sedai.
Right.
And-
That's interesting.
Yeah.
The so in is her plan from the show, which I thought was I remember liking it the first time, and I still like it this time. Her surprisingly almost postmodern fantasy plan of let's go back to the dipshit town that all the heroes are from to get more heroes. Is that also what she's doing in the book?
Yeah, it's less it's less independent,
Okay.
right? Like it's not like her secret. Like first of all, she's there with Varen in the books. Like the two of them are there doing
Okay.
that. But yeah, that's their plan. Like, hey, a bunch of super powerful channelers came from here. There's probably a bunch of other ones.
And there are
so-
like they wind up taking a whole like we obviously learn later on that in this episode that the Cawthon girls can channel, or you don't know which one it is, but then you find out it's both of them.
Yeah.
But they wind up finding like a dozen or more than a dozen girls who can channel and wind up bringing them back.
And they're all like as powerful or more powerful than any of the adult Aes Sedai.
But not Nynaeve.
No.
Well, no,
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, and then like, and she becomes kind of like a wild card after that, because she doesn't go, because the tower is split and they don't go back and whatever the case may be. But everyone's just like, well, you can't put her out anywhere, because if she catches a stray arrow, the world's fucked.
Right.
So she stops doing stuff and is just like a plot device for the latter half of the
Yeah, she is. She's just like there. But yeah, she doesn't really do stuff.
I would say like even now, like the series has made her so much more of a prominent character, and frankly, so much more heroic. Like, I don't know if they were going to have her do that on this series, because that's just like unequivocally, like even the Aes Sedai, who are very good at moralizing or like justifying their poor decisions. Everyone's like, how could you fucking do that? That's such a violation of somebody.
Yeah, for any number of reasons, I can't see them doing that on the show.
Right.
I mean, they're definitely not going to, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. It would be interesting though. I don't know. I to be honest, I would think they would still do it because again, it's a great device in the books to use for people to find Rand quickly.
True.
And to do that on TV show, it would be just as like handy to have.
I mean, I think the thing is,
it comes into play at the very end, literally at the end of the books.
Yeah.
It's part of that, the whole ending. So
yeah,
I would think, boy, this is a real super hypothetical, but I would think if they were going to do anything like that, by virtue of the fact that the biggest star of the show, the biggest star in the show by a considerable margin is the actress who plays Moraine, that Moraine would do it instead.
Yeah, I think that's...
Well, I think we see that in the previous episode in her futures. Remember there's one of the scenes where she bonds him, and I think that's a bad... I think that might be a scene where Rand dies.
I think, well, every one of those I imagine are bad. Yeah.
Those are good outcomes.
Yeah. Yeah. Or frankly, I can see Varen doing that, on the show.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%. I think to be honest with you, I think in the books, she specifically talks about like seeing, like she doesn't bond Rand because she saw that in Ruidian and knew it would turn out really bad. There's also, right, doesn't she was going to sleep with it. Like she also saw herself sleeping with him and that turning out really bad as well. So she's like, there's literal reasons for her not to do that because she saw what would happen in the future if she did. But yeah, I like the Varen idea, Tom. I could see Varen doing that.
Yeah, she seems
that becomes a little problematic later on, but
yeah,
could be anybody. Yeah, they might have cut it out again. Rafe, gin and tonics? Question.
Hey,
put them all together.
That's it. Jen, write it down.
I really enjoyed the little fight scene at the end with with the rescue. I just wish I could have seen it better because it was so damn dark. But I love the style with which Aiel fights. She talked about that when we interviewed her. I don't know if it was when we interviewed her or somebody else interviewed her. She talked about that fight scene and how when she has to do like the slide across the ground, how like something, I forget what it was. I have to go back and check it out now. She mentioned either something about the boots or she had to wear sneakers because she couldn't do it in the boots or something weird like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of jumping and flipping, and I like they do such a good job of building it up, and then obviously it pays off in episode 7. Like they're like her fighting style, and then when Perrin finally is like, "Oh yeah, I'm a giant monster of a man. Let me fight." Like how they play off of each other. She's like a Wolverine, not the Wolverine, but just a Wolverine.
You know what's an interesting part too that I noticed that I thought was kind of strange? Like Dane's there, so Perrin, and then like 2 other white cloaks come up behind, right? And Perrin's just like, okay, you take the 2 white cloaks and I'll take the 1. He's just like it doesn't faze him that she's got to fight 2 white cloaks and he's only got to fight 1.
Right.
He just goes and fights Dane without even I don't know.
They're no names.
No, I know. Yeah. It was
Perrin's
kind of
yeah. Right? No, it's true though.
Yeah, they kind of dropped the whole character thing of like Perrin would, he seems very overprotective, his character. And he was just like, okay, I'll fight this guy. You take those 2 guys. He didn't even want her to come. He wanted her to stay. And now he's like, you take those 2 guys.
I mean, he also barely fights Dane anyway, because
Sure.
let me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me refer to my notes. I have a note here about this. What does it say? Perrin. Yeah. Okay. Here it is. Perrin sucks.
Aww.
He just sucks. Like he's just like.
Right.
And he burned your best friend's mother at the stake.
Well, he didn't do it, but yeah, he's responsible.
He let it happen.
Ultimately.
Come on.
No, I know. No, we know.
Like-
Right.
Stop it, like
Pop his head off.
right. Like there's
Well, he did kill his
I under-
father,
like-
so don't forget about that.
I understand that he's having these whatever conflicting thoughts about his place in the world and how to go about existing in this reality where he's supposed to, there's going to be a battle for the fate of the universe and whatever the fuck else. But like at a certain point, you're just a robot, man. Like
Yeah. I think
you're just standing there having a chat with him.
right.
He feels guilty about murdering his father.
Justifiably so, but still, I think we talked about this when we reviewed episode 7 the first time. Like I loved episode 7, and we'll get to whether I still love it when we get into that one. But like, it's such a like drag of a build to get into a point where he actually like takes action. Like again, in the book of book 4, Perrin's fucking shit up the whole book. Like he's
Right.
killing Trollocs the whole time. He's fighting White Cloaks. He's not like a passive observer in any of this. And they make it like he's so resistant to doing anything. It's a little much.
He's pretty
And even
he's pretty active about wanting to get the Cawtheds back. Like as soon as he
Yeah.
gets there, like it's the first thing he's saying. He's like, "We got to get them back." And everyone else is trying to say, "Whoa, calm down."
he's
It's
there
true.
he's there for weeks. They're captive for weeks. And they like the show does a rare time check for us because Matt outright says we've been in this cabin for 2 weeks. So we know 2 weeks have passed. Perrin
On their
lets them-
timeline, not necessarily on the Two Rivers timeline.
Whatever.
It's been a while. It's
It's been a while.
Yeah.
He's got Fail, who's just some girl out doing the scouting. And then and again,
I don't think he was
like,
sent her. I think she went on her own, to be honest with you.
whatever. Stop making excuses for Perrin, Joe. Just because his name's kind of like yours. Let it go.
Hey, I'm not a Perrin lover. Don't you dare call me
And
a
then-
Perrin lover.
And then like
I actually
Tom,
like Perrin the most. I
Yes.
think on this show.
Like Tom, what you're saying, and this is getting 2 weeks ahead of ourselves, but like in episode 7, they like when he finally does something, they give him so many excuses to finally do something. Like because he's not killing White Cloaks, he's fighting monsters now.
Well,
And Padden Fane's there. So there's definitely dark friends. And instead of having a human, actual, normal reaction to something like, okay, yeah, you killed his dad, but that
was like
his
6
dad-
months ago.
but
Get
like,
over it.
Get over it, Dean.
No, you're right. Like he does it.
it's
It's
Yeah.
this whole stupid thing with
Sucks.
his
He
dead
just sucks.
wife. It's his dead wife that they were. I blame the writers because you're right, Tom. They
this
could
25%. This is the 25%.
They could have made Perrin's stories. This is one of my favorite like Perrin story arcs in the whole series. Is this whole part, and they kind of, I don't know. It's like they didn't feel like they had enough information to pull from. I don't know what happened because they cut out Slayer, and they cut out all of like his Wolf Dream stuff basically. And that's what he does in this book. He's in the Wolf Dream. He's killing Trollocs. He's seeing this guy Slayer, who they cut out of the book, out of the show, at least for this season, and they took all of that cool shit out of the season and said, "No, we're not going to have Perrin do any of that cool shit. Let's just have him sit in town and bullshit with Fail." And I don't know, yeah,
Like I understand. Like
damn, you're making me mark this episode down lower than I originally thought.
Like,
so
I understand. Like okay, in the second season, he's still reckoning with all this stuff. He's fighting with he's traveling with these soldiers, but he's not a soldier, and he's doing it. But like here, okay, you spent most of your last year of your life traveling with a band of like expert soldiers, including like befriending two expert trackers, right? And like now you have to go sneak into an enemy camp and do a rescue op. And he goes in like this, like no weapon, nothing, as uncool as he could possibly be. And like there's opportunities. He doesn't have to be excessively violent, and he can still be like
Competent.
yeah, right. Or he can exhibit leadership without exhibiting violence. And he doesn't. He's just too passive. And I think
I disagree with the whole escape thing. I mean, he's the one who creates the plan and is like, you're going to do this, you're doing that. And he leads them in there and he's like, okay, we'll go get Natty and you take, right. He tells Bane and Chiad to get them out of here.
He does.
He's doing it in this. He's doing it in this episode, or at least this portion of the episode. So I don't have a problem with this part. I think it's late. It's after this. There's kind of it drags a bit.
Well, I think. Sorry, go ahead, Brendan. Because now come on, body shots. Let's go. Let's go. Like, here's the thing. It should have been episode 3. Like episode 3, he should have got there and been like, okay, I'm getting the coffins. You don't want to come. That's fine. This is what I'm doing. And instead he's like, all right, I guess we could talk about it for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Sorry, your turn.
Yeah, like it's just, and that's another thing. Like, it's not even just like, whatever, he's not being a good leader. He's just being a shitty friend. Like, I have a mother and 2 sisters, Tom. And if somehow we were in a situation like this and I found out that my mom and sisters were in a cage and you were in town for like a month and just like waited around, I'd be real pissed.
Look, I was going to go, but I wanted to convince at least one. I had 3 people, but I wanted to convince a 4th person to go with me. All right.
I had two ninjas and a giant, but I needed to get another girl.
You don't understand.
Who wanted to go the whole time, but he didn't want her to go. That was the thing, though.
And I know, like, I can feel it coming from my phone that someone on Discord is mad at me for calling Aiel another girl. But it's for effect.
For effect. That's it. And look, hey man, I did get their sisters out, and when I got there, they killed your mom. I'm sorry. Well, you avenged her, right? Yeah.
Like immediately?
How many White Cloaks did you kill?
I told them I was very upset with that decision.
Yes. Perrin, how many White Cloaks did you kill when you found out that they murdered my mom? None of them. I injured one, but
right.
my girlfriend killed a couple though.
Right. She actually really injured the guy that was fighting.
Yeah. Maxim and Alana killed a bunch of them.
Yes,
that's true. Right. Yeah, she's the one who really injured him. Yeah. I didn't do anything. I didn't even really hurt any of them.
I attacked them with words. This is what I did.
I
thought you would appreciate that. Oh man.
Well, we could say this and spoil this. Natty Cawthon doesn't get killed by White Cloaks in the book, so.
Well, that's a comfort.
In the books, Perrin's family gets killed by killed by Pat Fane, and
Pat Fane's there the whole time. Like
oh yeah, I think you mentioned.
And
Perrin's entire family. Well, not his. Yeah, his entire nuclear or immediate family is murdered by Pat Fane.
Is he there the whole time in bloody White Cloak clothes that don't fit?
Yeah. Like he's like. In the books, he kind of has like the ability to like warp people's minds, right?
And influence them.
Like a shadow.
Yeah,
he's like a worm tongue, kind of like from Lord of the Rings. But he does have like a magical supernatural effect on it as well. It's not he's clever words.
He's slowly like perverting all the White Cloaks to just his brand of evil.
Okay,
and like it's interesting because like. Dane's nowhere near as I love Dane in the show. He's nowhere near as cool in the books, but like he's the only one to like who's like resisting Fane. But like Fane's slowly like turning him into an alcoholic and making him like really believe all this stuff about it. Like also Perrin doesn't murder his dad.
No, he
in
doesn't.
The books.
Well, okay.
And this guy just believes that he does because Fane messes with his mind. But here, he's justified.
Yes, very very interesting change from the books for sure. That whole part.
Fane's the best.
There's one other spoiler that I don't know if you want to talk about, Tom, about another Black Aja in this episode. It doesn't really matter. It's not very significant in even as far as we got in the show. But so Elida is talking to the white sister, Alviarin Brendan, trying to get her support.
Yeah.
That white sister who was also at Egwene's accepted test.
Yeah, she's
Black Aja.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She actually becomes
one.
There's more than 12 in the tower. Way more than 12.
Oh, okay.
She is not the 12th one.
Okay.
She is she becomes the head.
She's one of a whole other set.
She's the head of the Black Aja.
Yeah.
She's their leader.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Like of all of them?
Of all.
So I will spoil something else since it would be happening next season, is that when Elida becomes Amerlin, well, you know this already in this season. Yeah, if you notice at the end, when Elida's Amerlin, who her keeper is, it's Alviarin.
Yeah.
She's the one who kills Swan. Remember, like she kills Swan at the end?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, when we get to the last episode. When we get to the last episode, you'll see. That's Alviarin. She's Black Aja. And she's the keeper. She's now the keeper, second in charge of the White Tower.
Okay.
And like yes, there's I think you said it when we were watching season 2. Like, when Swan goes in, like there's a scene like Swan's like going to Carrie, and there's you're like, I want everyone to be Black Aja.
Yes.
Right? It wasn't exactly that, but there's a lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Like there's a lot, yeah. So, and she's in charge of all of them.
Got it.
Yeah. A lot of spoilers in this episode. Anything else?
I actually listened to all of them.
Yeah.
We try to keep them quick, man.
These were quick, all kind of quick spoilers. Just like, hey, this. We'll point it out again when she kills Swan in the last episode.
Yes,
it's actually we will point it out because it's actually really. It's a really good moment knowing that, because if you can see if you watch the faces of the people listening to Swan talk, like it's a cool bit.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
And I mean, their engineer. They're also. Elida thinks it's all her. Elida thinks that she's really great at overthrowing Swan and drumming up support when it's all really a Black Aja plan. So it's not really Elida really like, oh, people really support me. It's the Black Aja messing around and kind of pulling some of the strings behind the scene. And Swan is bad at her job, so they make it a little easier.
Yeah,
for her.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know what? I think. Well, all right. We're wrapping up, but there is the scene in tel'aran'rhiod where Swan outright says what I've been saying since the character of Swan was introduced.
I thought we were going to get
been Moraine as the Amerlin.
Yep.
But then Moraine says no, because she pisses off too many people.
Moraine's wrong.
I agree.
Moraine's either wrong or just saying that to make Swan feel better.
I will say this.
Believe it.
Everything went as it should have.
Well, yeah, fair.
Yeah. Except for poor Swan.
Well,
I mean, she does die in the books, just much later. All right. Are we ready to rate this episode?
Yeah.
Yes, so.
Do you want to go first, Tom? You feel ready?
Yeah, I feel ready. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I think despite our very, very long diatribe about how much we dislike Perrin's behavior in the Two Rivers, I still kind of like the Two Rivers bits. Like everyone else is pretty good in that segment. And everything else I think is good. I think again, and when we were talking about it this time, I think this is what did it. The end is so like it's such a good like bait and switch, and I think it leaves you on such like a cool cliffhangery moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why some of us may have rated it really highly when we did this last time. I don't remember what I rated the last time, but I think this is a good episode. It obviously suffers after being after the last episode, but you try not to hold that against it.
I think, Brendan, that's why you kind of you graded it a bit on a curve, because you were like, oh, it's because it comes after the last episode. Like, if that episode wasn't there, this episode would feel really, really good. So you tried to compensate for that, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess since we're already talking about it, when we first watched this, I rated this episode a 5, and I was looking at the spreadsheet this evening while preparing for the for the episode, and I have no idea why. I don't think this is a bad episode.
You'll have to go back and listen to the first.
I do. I have to go back and listen to the
recording,
episode 5, the first time.
I hope there's like a 5-minute segment about this is your favorite Perrin episode yet.
That would be
so great. I'm finally coming around on Perrin, guys.
I don't know. Like, maybe I was just like, I was still high off of how good the last episode was. I don't think this is a bad episode by any means.
I think you were grading this on I think you were compensating because of the last episode. You felt
maybe, and I also think Tom's right, because it ends great.
It does.
Like the whole Egwene dream walking sequence, ending. We already talked about it. How it's such a great sort of twist ending, and I still think that's true. But the rest of the episodes, it's fine. It's just not Tom and Joe and I were talking about this, to pull the curtain back a little bit. We were talking about it a little bit before we started recording, and it was so surprising to me, to the point where, even though this is impossible, I thought maybe I had been influenced by the next episode, which features the return of my favorite character.
Oh,
and a musical number, but again, impossible.
That could not happen. Yes.
Yes.
Laws of time and space being what they are. Yeah, this is also a 3.5 for me. It's a good episode. It's just not a great episode like I apparently thought it was 6 months ago.
Yeah,
or whenever.
I was watching this episode. I didn't remember a lot of I'm getting to the point where I'm not remembering exactly what happens in each episode. So I didn't remember that this is how this episode ends. I remember the dreamwalking sessions where they're teaching her bothering me a bit more in the last time, because of they jump to conclusions so quickly, oh, it must be a Forsaken, without any evidence at all, except for a few things that Egwene told them, and they've never encountered a Forsaken before. I didn't bother me that much this time. The fact that Egwene was able to take Moraine to Swan's dream, I think that bothered me a little bit. It didn't. I felt like this episode was well constructed. The editing, it flowed very well. The writing was good. There wasn't a lot of stuff that was this doesn't make any sense, or why are these characters saying this or doing this. So I'm gonna give it a 3.75. And it moves. This is another move the story along type episode. I feel like it's a setup episode, and I think it did a good job of setting stuff up for what's going to happen in the next couple episodes. All right.
Okay.
Compared to last, so you said you gave it a 5 last time, Brendan.
I gave it a 5. But I don't know why.
What did Tom and I?
Just for Jen is going to submit to us, I guess, her rating.
We'll talk about it next week, I guess. Last time, Tom, both of your scores actually went up. Last time, Tom gave it a 3.25, and Joe gave it a 3.
I gave it a 3. Wow. Yeah, like I said, there were those things that bothered me that I feel didn't bother me as much this time, and I felt like it was I think it was above average episode. For sure.
Yeah.
like I said, it just kind of worked. It flowed well. It was written well. It was edited. You know, the whole story worked well. So, all right. Any final words for this episode 305, tel'aran'rhiod, before we close ourselves out?
Feel better, Jen.
Feel better, Jen. We miss
Yeah.
you.
I'm going to remind everyone to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. Join us over in Discord to continue the conversation there. We also post our episodes on YouTube, so be sure to go to our YouTube page to like and subscribe. Rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts, and check out our merchandise and Patreon pages to support us that way. Links to all the aforementioned information are included in the show notes to this episode. Although you gave final words already, do you have any final words?
Happy birthday, Michelle. By the time this episode drops, your birthday would have passed.
Happy birthday to Tom's wife.
Happy birthday, Michelle.
Thanks everyone for listening, and you'll hear us next time.